Design presentations. I am very okay at them. The reason why I say that is because I've never had a smooth presentation in my entire life. I always stutter, I always lose my train of thought, I always stop mid-sentence, and then everybody in the audience of people like listening to my presentation would just look at me awkwardly and then like, yeah, say something, don't fuck it up. But I fuck it up most times. I was never good at presentations. I don't know why I'm wearing earpieces. I was never good at presentations in my entire life. I think it's because I have anxiety. No kidding. It is really difficult for me to talk to people, talk to strangers, just clearing out my thoughts in real life. It's just very difficult. I have all these stalling phrases that I use in my videos, like let's say like, kinda, maybe. It's just, yeah, see, I use it's just a lot. It is very harmful to my presentations. I get worse and worse every single time I try to do it, while being aware of I do not want to fuck this up. I do not know how to do presentations properly. I do not know how to have a smooth running talking streak. I just need to have a moment to pause and think. And it's not like the Steve Jobs smooth type of pausing. It is really like that type of pause. It's very awkward and I do not know how to fix it. How do I fix this? Well, this is my way of fixing this shit. The reason why I'm addressing it is because it is a harmful sort of disability that I have. When I'm doing design presentations, coming across as a designer that keeps stuttering will not be good for my reputation in the future. If you're a designer yourself, you might be familiar with like presenting your work to your art director, your creative director, or the person in charge of the project management. If you are in any way visually stressful, if people can sense that you just do not know what you're talking about, then they will lose trust in you motherfucking immediately. You might lose your job one day if you just do not know how to present. You need to know how to present in order to become, somewhat memorable. You need to present in order to climb up the corporate ladder. You need to know how to talk, which is not a forte for graphic designers in general. We are introverts. We do not want to talk to people. We want to keep ourselves in the bubble of our workspace. We want to stay in Illustrator for 8 hours a day and then go home and play games or be with our significant other who is also an introvert and just live life that way. We are happy as we are. But it is not necessarily something that is progressive. We cannot stay this way. We need to know how to present. In my design school, we have never had any presentation advice from the lecturers since year 1. It is only recently, before our interim of our final year project, that my lecturer had even given me advice that would have been freaking useful to have been addressed during year 1. We could have learned progressively how to present better and better and better. In my school batch, people are still using phones, people are still using cue cards, and there are no restrictions of you need to know how to present without cue cards or reading from the slides. It is just a horrible sight when I'm presenting. I can see myself fucking up. I can see myself just pausing mid-sentence with no... It's not an appropriate pause as well. It has no value to the presentation. Even the words that I think of next after the long pause, it just does not help the content of my presentation. With a long pause, people forget what the things that you say beforehand. So yeah, how do we as designers present our work, ourselves, and how do you sell? If you don't know how to present, you will never be able to sell. You will never be convincing. You will never be trusted. It's just unfair that our industry does not take presentation, presenting as a skill set that needs to be emphasized as much as the crafting skills and the art direction skills. During internship, I've seen my art director present really, really well. He's a god at like presenting, even without any preparation. The slides are made by the strategy team, and then he just presents like a boss. And whenever he messes up, which is rarely, whenever he messes up, like let's say a slide was a few slides ahead and he has to present that slide before going to the next one which he was currently at, he never apologizes. He just says, oh wait, this slide is just a few slides away, and then he says, there we go, and then he goes back to the slide that he was on recently. When I see what was his name, the Wolf of Wall Street, I forgot, Jordan Belfort, he presents like a, oh man, he just knows how to sell, which is why he is a successful salesman that got arrested. And but he's a freaking billionaire. Is he a billionaire or a millionaire? I have no idea. He just makes a lot of money convincing people. I don't know, maybe it is not a trained skill. Maybe some people are just born that way. Maybe it's the amount of training that I have. I have like little to 48 hours of presentation training. It's not even formal, it's just a few bits and pieces of looking at other people present and looking at myself present and deliberately practicing and fixing the errors that I've done. Being a graphic designer, you need to present your work, you need to fight for your work. How you fight for it is when you present it. Whether your art director chooses your work instead of another person's work in your team, you need to present well. You need to know why this works, why this is according to brief, why this, even though it is kind of like a compromise or a really risky move for the client, why this works as a whole. You have to convince people that your design works. And also, these people are so much higher up than you. You just get scared. The factor of, oh geez, I am gonna mess up in front of these important people. I'm gonna lose my job. I'm gonna get fired. I am not gonna get the opportunities that I'm having right now anymore ever in my life. I will end up cleaning the streets for a living at 3 a.m. I don't know, the lesson learned here is that, I don't know, do whatever I'm doing right now. I'm just talking to the camera, trying to not mess up my words. Maybe that's the practice that I need. There is a negative connotation of, oh, presenting, knowing how to present is just knowing how to bullshit. I semi-disagree with that thought and that opinion. So bullshitting to me is like a sly move, it's a fraud, it's lying to somebody about the concept and coming up with something in the spot which you yourself do not believe in. But I think presenting is not bullshitting. If you believe in your work and you believe that these concepts can go 1,000 miles ahead and it will be really good for the project, you will definitely have the audacity to present your work in a fashion that is full of bravado and confidence. And if you do not have that, if you have a half-assed work that you do not believe in, you will just end up bullshitting. My experience of having really good presentations as a graphic designer is when I truly believe in the concept. I have worked my ass off on the designs and on the branding. When I'm doing the graphics, I am crafting the story of it while I'm designing. While I'm on Illustrator, I'm saying, oh, this story is gonna have this much content. This is the reason why people will innovate so much, because of this color, and this color represents whatever the fuck that it's gonna represent. I guess that is also something that I need to push myself to do more in the future. Believing your work to a point where you will be able to tell someone that, hey, this is the shit right here. This is the shit right here. But as a graphic designer starting out in the industry, if you do not believe in your work, then you will never be able to present. You do not have the skills yet to come up with something on the spot. You need to be able to believe in your work, craft the story while you are on Illustrator or Photoshop, and then make sense of it in a Word doc, type it out if you need to, type it out, make sense of it, and truly believe in your story. That is how as a beginner without all the skills of presenting or coming up with something on the spot. That is how you will be able to present. And yeah, I guess that is my advice to myself as well to you. So yeah, cool. Good luck, I guess. See ya.